thing is that once I have it and it's paid off, I'll never regret buying it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll never say, oh, I got to upgrade from here. No, I don't. Like, I mean, that'll be good for, like, I'll probably have to buy parts for it over time, but, you know, because that's just, you know, that's just wear and tear or whatever. But even at that, it might be like 5 years before I have to buy the first part for it. Then, watch this. See, I'm a law-abiding guy. So, yeah, so that does that. And then I thought, well, I could buy the hardware next. Say, like, let's say April I start making a bit of money. I could save up and buy the really, really good hardware. Yes, it's more expensive to piece it together. But when you buy the best of and you piece it together slowly like that, like, I'm willing to spend an extra $150 to get a drum kit now, because to find a used drum kit for $150, trust me, it's not going to be much of a drum kit, especially if it's a complete one. You know what I mean? Very rarely do you find that, hey, I bought it, I bought a brand new drum kit, it's been sitting for 6 months, I've played it twice, and you go and it's like, you know, like there's 2 marks on the skins and that's it. And, you know, it's like, okay, it's not been played. And the guy just, look, I paid $600 for it, but I'll sell it to you for $250. You know, I just need it out of the way. My wife's gonna kill me if I don't get rid of it, right? That deal doesn't come up too often, right? And to wait for that deal, well, it doesn't come up too often. You'd be better off just to rent one, spend a little bit of money, and you're still even at that, you're still spending less. And you're not stuck with a drum kit that you have to turn around and wait to sell. Like selling things, everybody's always telling me, Reg, sell this, sell that. When I'm broke, they're like, which I'm broke pretty much all the time. But they're always telling me, sell this, sell that, and they don't understand. Like, I have all kinds of stuff up for sale. I've been trying to sell my boat for years. You know, I got my motorbike up for sale. I got all my trucks up for sale. Although everybody's been, about 4 or 5 people have been asking me about Brutus. Mostly it's, hey, do you want to trade? You want to trade? And I'm like, no, I don't want to trade. But with the price of trucks, you know, like, for example, Thunder, yeah, he's not running perfect, but I'm going to sell him for $4,500 if I can get it, because he's already made me all the money. He's already made him earned his keep every cent I've ever put into him, and about $2,000 on top of that to the plus. But he hasn't made me money in the sense of the 4-to-1 ratio that I've explained. Every tool you buy has to make at least 4-to-1 to really say you made money with it. But to cover the cost, you earn everything you spent on it. That includes fuel. So, like, think about it. I had a truck that I earned all the fuel back that I've ever put into it, all the insurance money I've ever put into it, all the the actual cost, everything I've put into that truck, I've made it back and a little bit extra. So the downside is I didn't make any money. I basically worked for a truck. But if I sold it for $4,500, that would be a little bit of an extra profit, because that would be, the truck would have paid for itself, its initial cost twice already. You know, if I sell it for $4,500. Why sell it for $4,500? Well, that's $4,500 I could put towards either another truck or whatever. Tools, you name it, right? Like my chainsaws, like my $250 chainsaw and my $300 chainsaw. Those two chainsaws, how much money did they make me? My $220 whippersnipper, how much money did that make me? My $60 whippersnipper, how much money did that make? That's like a year's income just between those 4 items. Like, it's crazy. My free lawnmowers, I mean, they made me about $500. You know, it's ridiculous, right? So I like good returns on investment. So with the drums, the return on investment is going to take a lot longer, but we can say right now, as of the making of this video, all my guitars that you see me on my channel, my 2 GoPros, the silver palette, all these things are now making me a little bit of money. They've only made me, well, I can't tell you the AdSense revenue, but we'll just say it wasn't very much, but it's the beginning, and the revenue seems to be going up. It's just, I hope it goes up much faster. So will I hit, if I get to where I was on the last channel, I can't tell you exactly because of the AdSense agreement. I can't tell you the exact money I made, but I was making enough that I could buy an SG Standard every month if I wanted. A Gibson SG Standard, or at the time the Les Paul Heritage. I would have been able to buy one of those a month. Mind you, nothing else after that, but I wouldn't have been able to pay my rent. But that's give you an idea of the money I was making. So I'm nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. Right now, I could probably restring 5 of my guitars. Like the minimum, I'll just tell you this: the minimum threshold for payout in Canada for the YouTube, and it's different in every country. It's typically $100. But it's like in in Europe it's 80 euros because when you convert the euro to the dollar or whatever, the euro has dropped a lot. The euro used to be almost 2 to 1 to the American dollar, right? But now the Canadian dollar used to be more powerful. Well, under the Harper years it was like $1.03. Which hurt us in the sense of the cross-border stuff, because everything is in the States was basically 3 cents cheaper than what it was up here per dollar. You know what I mean? So you bought something, like people would buy vehicles in the States because it was thousands of dollars cheaper. You know what I mean? Even once you paid the duty. Now you buy something from the States with the duty, the duty almost doubles your price on, it's dumb the way the duty is. There's no reason to charge that much duty. There's no reason. There's no cost that money's going towards to really pay. It's just a greedy tax grab, and it hurts businesses on both sides of the border. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, the drum kit thing, so this really helps me out. Plus, there are the donations some of you guys give. I usually get a few donations every month, and I don't thank you guys enough for that. Every little bit helps, and all I can say is thank you for that. But the last thing I guess I'll say is, the plan right now, okay, is to get the drum kit. Once I get the drum kit rented, okay, start buying pieces for it. Now, for me, I want to buy the best I can get for the money, not necessarily the most expensive. The kit that I'm really interested in is a Mapex Studio. And the reason why is the studio drums are a little bit shallower, so they're not as loud. So what that means is when you're in the studio, you don't have to pound the shit out of them as hard to get the same liveliness and attack that you would get out of regular, playing live or whatever. So drums are loud no matter if they're acoustic, they're loud. Even the if you were to play just the electric kit, it's still that loud. You know what I mean? Which you'll hear throughout the house, right? So it's not quite, it's just the drums you'll hear it down the block, even when you're in the house, especially the cymbals. But there's different types of cymbals I'm going to get. There's quieter cymbals that are meant for apartment playing and stuff like that. And I'm thinking those would probably sound really good in the studio for 2 reasons. Number one, they won't when you mic drums, okay, if you listen to cell phone recordings of live bands, right? Usually all you hear is a dull, as soon as the drum, everything sounds really good until the drums kick in, and then everything sounds dull, right? Because the drums, the percussiveness peaks the mics, right? And with the studio kits, it doesn't peak the mics as much, but you get this great sound. Now with these other cymbals, I'm gonna have to the drum kit. I'm gonna actually do my old drummer did. He taught me well. I remember most of how he tested all the cymbals and stuff, and what to test. On the cymbal, how to test a ride, how to test the whatever. And plus, there's a lot of great tips on YouTube. I was watching how to pick your first double bass pedal, and the 4 types of drives on them and stuff like that, and kind of what to stay away from and whatever. So for me, when I spend money, it's okay, I don't mind spending the money if I know what I'm getting. And there's two pedals that I'm looking at from Mapex. It's like the Falcon is their flagship, but like the next one down, which I think is like the 7 or 800